And by God, John Cena, it is 2025 and you still can't wrestle. Roman, you're out here calling the shots, dictating WrestleMania 40, and as the tribal chief, as the undisputed champion, you have a lot of stroke, but it is not your right, it is not your distinction to determine the main event. It is mine. I won the Royal Rumble. And Rock, we had a wonderful conversation. I had many conversations. I have made my decision. At WrestleMania 40, in the main event, I choose you, Roman Reigns.
You must be crazy. You must be stupid or something, huh? This is a done deal. You're old news. Go over there with the number twos. The number two table will have you now. Loser bracket. Right there in the dummy in green. Just go, leave. You're embarrassing yourself now. Last year was your year. That was your moment. You were only a chapter in my book. Nobody cares about your story. Nobody cares about you finishing the story. You're embarrassing your entire family now. You, just understand this, you're irrelevant, just like your dad.
Here you are talking about family. Is that what the bloodline is? Let me ask you a question. How's Jay? It's not a family. You're a meal ticket, and they are nothing but lackeys, but yes men. They're goons. And what is this match all about right here? Who sits at the head of the table? What does it matter when neither of you have been doing any of the cooking for 2 years? Earlier, we had that family tree up there, and you've invoked my father before, so let me go ahead and do the same. If your grandfather was here, if the High Chief, his grandfather, was here, they'd be ashamed of you.
This matters to you.
You said in London, you said that you don't bury talent, that you are talent. Well, I know a graveyard of talent that would disagree with that statement, but we're not talking about them. We're talking about WrestleMania. Let me ask you a question, John. Do you know his name? The one who handed you the microphone. You know his name? No. You don't know her name either, do you? And I'd wager if you walk backstage, you don't know any of those people either. This is a different WWE, John. And when this was your WWE, I worshiped you. They worshiped you. But since the GOAT hasn't shown up since Elimination Chamber, allow me to offer you a little perspective, okay? You called me underwhelming. Guess what? You're overrated. You're overbearing. And more importantly, you're out of touch and you're out of time. Your face is melting wax. You got a stack of dimes for a neck, spindly ass legs. You're paler than Sting at Starrcade 97, and you're sanctimonious comments about how I'm an errand boy when the whole world watched you saunter on the Oscars stage butt-ass naked for the people that you run errands for now. And by God, John Cena, it is 2025 and you still can't wrestle. Enough! Enough! If you want to justify your actions, if you want to justify what you've done, because I teamed with Roman Reigns, great, you can believe that. But let me call this for what it actually is. Me teaming with Roman Reigns had nothing to do with you. He asked me, and I thought it was the right thing, but that doesn't jive with who Kevin Owens is. Because to you, you've got to be a victim. Kevin Owens has to have the entire world against him. The story of Kevin Owens has to be that you're being held down. Newsflash, buddy, nobody holds Kevin Owens down more than Kevin Owens. Your self-sabotage is absolutely next level. You're obsessed with this idea of being the face of WWE. You're fixated on being the #1 guy, not knowing the whole damn thing's a team effort in the first place. And what you don't realize, Kevin, is why you were obsessing and fixating over that. You have been synonymous with WWE for a decade. You have every accolade. He's a Grand Slam champion. You're one of the best superstars in recent memory, and everybody knows it but Kevin Owens. You want to talk self-sabotage? Let's talk the last time we wrestled against one another. Let's talk about Bash in Berlin. You couldn't pull the trigger. You didn't pull the trigger when it was my knee, because you could have powerbombed me right here on this apron, and perhaps you would be standing here, all your dreams come true, WWE champion. And you blame me for that. You finally did though, right, Kevin? You finally did pull the trigger. Just on the wrong guy. Randy Orton is an absolute 100% unequivocal legend, and he was your friend, and he did not deserve what you did to him. You didn't just bring back a banned move, a move that's ended lives. You crossed the line. You crossed every line that you possibly could. And this lesson isn't gonna get handled with a mere microphone in this promo. No, I'm gonna beat it into you. So whether it's right here in Salt Lake City, because there's plenty of show left, whether it's in your home country at Survivor Series, or whether it's at Saturday night's main event, it's coming, and I need you to know the ball's in your court. So we've all seen the clip. Brock Lesnar beating me up. Brock Lesnar beating me up with a chair. Brock Lesnar beating me up with a chair in front of my mother. Admittedly, didn't have that on my bucket list for 2023. But am I surprised? No. Color me impressed. I stand impressed. Remember, we're talking about Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar, who hadn't even had 5 professional fights and won the UFC Heavyweight Championship. Brock Lesnar, who had never played football before and somehow made it onto an NFL team. Brock Lesnar, who, if you look at the list, is synonymous with and might as well be called Mr. SummerSlam. So surprised? No. Impressed? Yes. You want to know who wasn't impressed? My mother, Michelle Runnels. She wasn't impressed. You gotta remember, this is the same lady who watched Terry Funk throw fireballs at my dad's face. The same lady who down the street in Ybor City was drinking with Gordon Soley at the Columbia. If anything, Brock Lesnar knew, my mother, she knew what I'm about to tell you, and that's Brock, you made a mistake. And the mistake wasn't beating me up in front of my loved ones, taunting me in front of my family. The mistake was you left me breathing. So now, Brock Lesnar, I don't want to go to SummerSlam just to win the rubber match. I want to go to SummerSlam to embarrass you, Brock Lesnar. And I know there's a whole bunch of people backstage freaking out because I just said I'm going to embarrass Brock Lesnar. Oh, here he is. Cody's poking the bear. He's poking the bear. I am not poking the bear. I'm slapping the bear across the face and saying, come and get it. Run away. So for those out here, these little nightmares, if you've got the weight belt, if you're somebody who likes the undesirable to undeniable tale, you have to know that what Roman's saying right now is true. I did run away. Business broke my heart, I met adversity, and I ran away. I don't hear a lot of people complaining, though, because what I did while I ran away made it so that 100% of every locker room can make a lot more money. So I'm not really worried about it. In addition to that, you're calling me what our fathers were, a wrestler? Man, I tried. I started here at 20 years old. WWE, born and bred. I wanted to be a superstar. Sometimes I still want to be a superstar, but maybe that's the truth. Maybe inside I am. Just a runaway, violent, like the taste of blood in my mouth, professional wrestler. And I'll tell you what, and we'll make it clear right here and right now. Nobody needs to bring up my father one more time, because if I hear it again, I'm absolutely gonna vomit. He's not coming to this ring to hit a bionic elbow. My brother works elsewhere. The only thing that you're gonna see at WrestleMania is me. And you want to talk about family? You want to talk about family? Here, I'll bring up someone you don't know. My mean-ass Cuban mother, who in this moment, you know what she would tell me? She would say, knock that boy out. And while he's laying there, hit him again for good measure. Tell everybody all this truth about April 3rd and what it means for me. Let's talk about what it could mean for you. What it will mean for you. April 3rd. Tribal Chief, you've got to wake up and remember what it's like to lose. You've got to wake up without these titles that mean the most in our world. And when that happens, here's what else happens. Jay is going to leave you. And then Jimmy will leave you too. So no Usos, guess what happens then? Solo, who you've been glaring at me all night. Let me tell you something that I had to find out when I was a second generation, flanked by the champion. You think you're ready, you're not ready. Solo leaves you too. And when Solo leaves you, this man, well, he becomes an advocate again. So there you'll be, a man without a family, a Roman with no more reigns, a chief without a tribe. All right, you want the truth. What do I think of you? I guess it's complicated, right? And it shouldn't be complicated. You've certainly, in recent memory, made some questionable choices. One of them is standing right there. Hello, Mr. Heyman. But, Seth, what do I think of you? Yeah. You changed my life. I came back at WrestleMania, and maybe you did it indirectly, but you had the courage to stand across from an opponent you didn't know. You changed my life at Hell in the Cell, because without that low, without that injury, I would not know what I was capable of doing. And you changed my life again, and not just my life, you changed my career at WrestleMania 40 when you were my shield. You changed my career when you helped validate the Rhodes name and finally get the WWE Championship in my family. Again, it shouldn't be complicated. I just had your lovely wife on the podcast just the other day. Hey, I know it's sports entertainment and it's Wrestling 101 for me to stand out here and run you down before Crown Jewel to exchange these barbs. But a better question, Seth, is what do you think of you, right? Because Seth Rollins, on any given night, is not just one of the best, could be the absolute best. But that Seth Rollins that I am talking about is not hiding behind these three goons right here. So I'm not gonna sling mud with you here. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it like it is. So question for you. We know we have our match. We know you're champion, I'm champion, and another ring is on the line. What can I do for you right now, Seth? You're the alpha. A lot of questions here for me. I've just got two questions for you. In the three matches that we've had, they have all been one-on-one. At Crown Jewel, will that be the case? And more importantly, in the three matches that we've had, Seth Rollins, how many of those have you won? When I first came into the whole wrestling ecosphere, when I first showed up, 4400 Shepherdsville Road at OVW, I met you, right? We were the only ones wanting to learn arm drags and head scissors from Greg Gagne. You were the man, Chick Magnet, CM Punk. Everybody wanted to be you. We were chasing you. And then you got called up, the big call up, cashed in, became world heavyweight champion, and I followed soon after on the roster with you, and I was chasing you. And then there's a whole 10-year period, a 10-year period where you sat at home, you sat on your couch, we were in this ring, some of your peers in that locker room, and they were chanting your name. You were still the man, and we were chasing you. But that dynamic has shifted because your prediction last year, one thing you certainly were wrong about. Our dynamic, you and I, this relationship, it's completely changed. And you know why? I'm not chasing you. You're chasing me. And friend, I want you to know, I hope you win the Royal Rumble. I do. I hope it's you, because I want you to catch up.
Come back here. Come back here. I wasn't finished. A lot of men have said that they hope it's me that catches them, but there's a graveyard full of careers that wanted me to catch them right up until I did.
I wasn't done. Oh, I wasn't done. I want you to catch up. I want you to win the Royal Rumble, and I hope it's you, because I want to see the look on your face when you find out that the best in the world isn't the best in the world anymore. Drew McIntyre, you think things are going to be the same? You're just gonna come to the ring, smiling, title in tow. Drew, things will never be the same. You eliminated me from the Royal Rumble, a match that you weren't even in. This is by your own design. This is a self-fulfilling prophecy. For the first time in my career, Drew, I can't in good conscience point at that sign. And speaking of that sign, this past Monday, I watched two of the very best, two men I respect, Roman Reigns and CM Punk, not just declare their hatred, but declare their championship match. And as the biggest WWE fan, I was excited. I was excited. But why, when this amazing moment has concluded, is my name the first name that comes out of your mouth? It's simple. It's because people know what WrestleMania means to me, what I mean to WrestleMania. And besides, I heard that it was gonna be a you-know-what measuring contest. Well, they're both glad I'm not in it, because I didn't get the nickname Raheem for no reason. Charlotte, North Carolina, what do you want to talk about? I was born in this city, right down the street, Presbyterian Hospital. Pizza boxes stacked to the ceiling. Arn Anderson, Manny Fernandez fighting each other in the waiting room. My sister running around like she was She-Ra. So imagine my shame, imagine my discomfort when I returned to the city that the story's first page was written on, empty-handed. Imagine my discomfort returning here. My shame, my discomfort returning here without the championship. And Drew, that's your problem. You weren't mad that you weren't WWE champion. You were mad that I was. Don't worry, because your shame, my discomfort, it becomes your downfall. Drew McIntyre, don't worry about a thing, because you won't make it to WrestleMania. I mean, once that hashtag came out, once they started chanting something else, you went and cried to your buddies on the TKO board. You said, hey, this is gonna be some good PR for The Rock. I need to save WWE. God knows, look at this house. We sure as hell needed saving, right? You said it's gonna be this great PR for The Rock, until it wasn't. Rock, the TKO folks, they said to you, oh my gosh, yes, Rock, yes, put on your Gucci shirt, your muscles look so big, yes, 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 yes. The reason they said it is because they are yes people, they are enablers, they don't tell you like it is, so I'm going to. Rock, damn, my man, you're a lot of things, You're a lot of wonderful things. You are the Brahma Bull. You are the Great One. Hell, I got a pair of tennis shoes with your logo on it, Rock. You are the only guy that I will ever stand across from in the ring that I can honestly say is a Mount Rushmore wrestler. But Rock, you are also a terrible salesman, a carny succubus, and for those who don't know what that means, you're a whiny bitch. I know you've been convinced otherwise, but please don't think for 2 seconds, Rock, that this locker room needs you more than you need it. That's a rule of the business. Nobody is bigger than it. Another one. I brought up my mom in an interview, so it's fair game for you to do so. Okay. I know your mom. Here's what I'll tell you about Rock's mom. She is a wonderful lady. Salt of the earth. One time she helped me chop Kevin Owens in a dark match. I have nothing but respect for your mom, a respect that you should echo back towards my own. Here's the thing. You were talking about whipping me, a bloody weight belt, handing it to my mother, and normally somebody as powerful as you. She would tremble. She would cower. You don't know my mom. I was more scared than she was. My mom ain't scared of nothing. This is the same lady who hopped off her chair at a Willie Nelson concert and beat up an undercover cop, okay? She ain't afraid of you, Rock. I have been asked, April 6th, the biggest tag match of all time, myself, my partner Seth Rollins, the world heavyweight champion, somebody who you should respect very much because he helps carry your company, Rock, against you and the tribal chief Roman Reigns. How will I get past that? What will April 7th look like? Will it be a fair fight? And I can tell you honestly, I don't know. I don't know if it'll be Bloodline rules or not. Hell, I don't know if I'm gonna finish the story. But, Dwayne, what do you know? How can you be so sure of your own self, right? Because you keep forgetting you haven't been in the ring in years in real-time action. And April 6th, the bell is gonna ring. And what happens, Rock, when the bell rings, right? Are you gonna bring the great one? Are you gonna be the hero that I had growing up? Are you gonna have all that big Dwayne energy? Or is it just gonna be LDS, Little Dick Syndrome? You have referred to yourself as the final boss. Kudos to Brian Gewirtz for that nickname. Perhaps you are the actual, literal final boss. Perhaps I'm too naive to see that. But at WrestleMania, I don't think you're gonna be the final boss. At WrestleMania, I think you're just Roman's side chick. I've looked in your eyes. I know what you're all about. Allow me a moment to talk to your friends. Tongaloa, I see you there. Just so you know, I ain't scared of you. Tama Tonga, we got a lot of history, more than most people know about. I ain't afraid of you. And Jacob Fatu, as dumb as it is for me to say, I ain't scared of you either, you dumb son of a bitch. Tomorrow night, Cleveland, SummerSlam. You want a Bloodline rules match? It's probably not the smartest decision I've ever made, but it's the only decision I can make. I accept. And since the tribal chief's not here, I'll settle for the wannabe. You want me to acquiesce to that demand and your demand? Okay, I can guarantee you that I will not touch Drew McIntyre. But in the spirit of all these demands, I should ask you something. I feel like, Nick, you've forgotten who you're talking to. Right? Ask our mutual friend, Wade Barrett, right there, who you're talking to. Ask Marty on the camera who you're talking to. You should say my name because you know it. I'm the one who sent the tweet that changed the game. I'm the one who came back here and won the Royal Rumble not once, but twice. I am the reigning king of the ring. I unseated the tribal chief, Roman Reigns, and I even defeated the greatest of all time, John Cena, for this title. I'm QB1, damn it! And here you are saying that I'm not above the law. As long as I have this title, I am the law. Mr. Aldis, my friend, your demand, his demand, remember one thing while I am holding this. I don't work for you, I work for them. And you, my friend, you work for me. Let me tell you something, you fly-by-night human hat rack. Here's the situation. The honeymoon with you is over. I've seen you do a flip. Whoop-de-doo. After our match at King and Queen of the Ring, you will find out exactly who Logan Paul is on the inside. And you mentioned Mike Tyson. Good, because in 8 days, a WWE Hall of Famer is gonna knock your brother out. And in Saudi Arabia, a future WWE Hall of Famer is going to beat you. So you want me to sign the contract? Is that what you want?
Well, they look for a cheap shot, and the United States champion sent to the floor. Cody Rhodes is on a rampage.
Yeah, that's it.
Uh-oh, Broccoli head, guys getting it.
Drew McIntyre! I said I was done with you, and now I don't want to be done at all. And your friends, Bronson, you're probably the best in that group, but you won't figure it out until you're looking up at the lights. Braun Breaker, where's he at? Historically speaking, a Steiner is never better than a Rhodes. Logan Paul, get your drone up, do a flip, none of us care. And Brock Lesnar, don't forget the last person who beat you here was me, and not once, but twice. Mr. Heyman, look at me. If I learned anything from that WrestleMania photo, you've represented every one of those guys on screen. You know what I've discovered is our relationship. You build them, and I'll beat them. I keep hearing these warnings from Mr. Heyman that I should stay out of bloodline business. Well, I reiterate, I do not work for the bloodline, and I don't work for Mr. Heyman. So if I want to come out here, stand side by side with Sami Zayn, I can do that. If I want to come out here and fight alongside Kevin Owens, I can do that. And I also hear Mr. Heyman say, don't make this personal. Don't make it personal. What a joke. It has been personal since I first appeared on this show at 21 years old in front of these same cameramen. It's personal when week after week I'm choked up, fighting back tears with every sentence. It's personal when you wear a protective coat of armor, and I'm not talking about my robe. I'm talking about a tailored suit, and the reason I wear it is not because I think I am somebody. It's because I want to be somebody. Mr. Heyman talking about acknowledging Roman Reigns. I acknowledge you, damn it. You need to acknowledge me. I am not perfect, but my time since I came back to the WWE has been perfect. I am undefeated. I grew up thinking that I was a prince in this industry. But I've got no crown, no chip, no master sword, no undisputed WWE Universal Championship. And on April 2nd, when the sun goes down on Hollywood, it is going down on Roman Reigns' generational run. On April 2nd, it's not just those who've got the Rhodes and the Runnels blood pumping through their veins. It's every single person who has followed me until the end. On April 2nd, I have waited my whole life. I will wait no more. On April 2nd, Roman Reigns, I pin you, I stick you in this ring and become the first Rhodes to ever say he is the undisputed WWE Universal Champion. I have a ton of empathy for you, Dom. I know that the 15 minutes you spent in prison was really rough on you. Hard times indeed. I mean, look, you even have a worse prison tattoo than mine. And then after prison, you went on to WrestleMania to have a match with your father. But I don't know if I could call it a match because it was more like a public spanking. And hey, you're right? Nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. Rey Mysterio, who I admire and respect, I'm sure he's not the perfect father. Matter of fact, I know he's made some terrible mistakes, and I know that because I'm looking at one.